Well, good morning. Ron Durant here. Today is October the 16th, 2022, and we're in the midst of the fall colors, which have come a couple weeks early this year. But I have come down to Ozone Falls, which is not far from where I live, to try to recreate a photograph I took last year. And I kind of messed up the highlights a little bit on it, and one of my photography friends kind of got me to thinking about that. So I'm going to try to recreate that photograph with the fall colors in it again today. Hopefully there's some water at the waterfall. We'll see in just a moment. Well, it's not looking too good. I'm here at the top of the waterfall, and I'll make my way over to the edge and I'll show you. The water is not flowing very much. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. And there is more water coming out of my kitchen faucet than this waterfall today. We're still going to go to the bottom and have a look at it though. There seems to have been a fire or something up here. It's all charred right here in this area at the upper end of this waterfall. And I could still smell it. So it smells kind of recent. Don't know if that was intentionally set or an accidental fire. It's not too far out of the parking lot. Well, I made it down to the bottom along the bluff wall here. We're heading over towards the falls, or where the falls should be. And there is not a whole lot of water, so I'm not real sure how it's going to look. There is some color down here though, and that's impressive. And we're going to set up over here and redo this composition from last year and see if we can make it better. Okay, I made it to the bottom of Ozone Falls, and as you can see behind me, there is some color down here. It's not bad. We could use a little rain on it and increase the saturation of it. And the water flow this is the lowest I have ever seen it as many years as I've been coming down here. We are going through a dry spell right now. It's been at least 7, maybe 8 weeks since we've had measurable rainfall in the area. So I'm not too sure what the rest of the fall is going to bring for us waterfall people, and especially for the fall colors. But so far they're not looking too bad. I'm going to take a few photographs down here and see what we can come up with. All right, I'll set up on this composition right here, and I took a bracketed set, and the basic exposure was 1 second, and I really like the half-second exposure on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this circular polarizer off and put on my other circular polarizer so I can put a 6-stop ND filter on the front and get a 30-second exposure and try to get this water to blur a little bit more. We'll see how that turns out in the video now. So placing the ND filter on the lens did not help the flow any or make it look any silkier. So I went with this 1/4 second shot, and as you can see, the flow is really low. And in the next picture I'm going to show, this is the one I took last year on October the 31st, and the highlights were blurred out in it, but then I did a re-edit on it and I was able to make it look a lot better in this 2.5 second shot on October 31st of 2021. You will also notice that the saturation of the colors and the amount of leaves that are on the trees from last year is greater than this year. The dry weather has really played havoc on the fall colors. I made several photographs at this location right here, and it's pretty unique, and I like the fall colors that are happening today. Again, this is October the 15th. We're about 2 weeks early on these colors up here at the plateau, but it's been dry, so that's what it is. We're going to move around here, see if there's any other pictures I can make of this area before I leave. Then we're going to head off to another location. I made my way down to the bottom of the falls to see if there's any other photographs I can make down here. And I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see. This plunge pool is the lowest I've ever seen it. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see that yourself. So you can see right there, it's really low. It's so low, there's even like a beach that goes all around the plunge pool right now. And there's some people down there in the water, under the waterfall. I don't know if you can see them in the picture, in the video, but that water's got to be cold. She seems like she's enjoying herself down there. Now we're gonna get packed up, head back up to the car. That's about all I can do down here today. The colors are pretty nice, but that's all the compositions I was looking for. We're gonna move on to someplace else. So this is the photograph I made today with the flow of the waterfall low and the plunge pool low. And this was done from October 31st of 2021 at a different time when there was more water. Thanks for coming along today, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.